My family and I have had many family trips together. We traveled to different states, and Nags Head, North Carolina was one of our favorite vacation spots. One vacation that was a first for me, and that is a commemorative in nature, was my first family vacation out of the country. My family and I went on a cruise to Mexico. The year was 2008, and my uncle was getting married in St. Petersburg, Florida. Since we knew we would be close to a port in Florida, my family decided this would be a great opportunity to take a cruise abroad and travel to Mexico. I had never been on a cruise before, and the whole process of getting passports, planning and organizing the trip, and finally getting to Mexico was a once in a lifetime experience. There was quite a bit of planning to do to get ready for our trip. Passports were one of the first things we did. I learned that this document was essential for us to get in and out of Mexico. I also learned that it could be used to travel to other places out of the country. I received my pass I received my passport by mail, and I was amazed at how official it looked, and my excitement grew from my trip to Mexico. This trip was also my first experience of traveling on a plane. I was not nervous at all, just excited. I was lucky enough to have a window seat, and I felt like I could see for miles once we were up in the air. The weather was bright and sunny, and I remember my ears popping when we landed. We arrived at the Tampa Bay port, and I was amazed at how big the cruise ship was. I had never seen anything like it up close before. We entered the main boarding area and went straight to the top deck. It was a beautiful view as the ship moved out of the harbor. Everyone was waving to the people on shore and in a good mood. The cruise ship had a ton of exciting things to do. The water slide and putt-putt golf were my favorite. There was a show every night in the main theater, and there was bingo games that you could win a lot of money. Unfortunately, I never won. The food was amazing, and they had a midnight buffet every night with ice sculptures and fancy food. It was almost like being in a city. The ship was so big. We pulled into port at Cozumel, Mexico. It was July and the weather was very warm. When we got off the ships, we had to have our passport to be checked to enter the country. There were police armed with machine guns at the port, and that was a little unnerving. I was ready to see what Mexico had to offer. The water was crystal blue, and you could see the beautiful, colorful fish swimming below. Everyone was very kind, everyone was very friendly, and I got my picture taken with a cute monkey on my shoulder when we got off the ship and started through town. Everything that was on sale in the booths was never the price marked on it also. The atmosphere had the feel of a flea market. The vendors kept saying they would give us a deal, and needless to say, I got a few bracelets and shirts for only a small amount of money. I got to see the local people spin their fabric while festive music played all around us. We got to see the Mayan ruins and learn about Mexico's ancient history. It was all very interesting, and the time seemed to fly by. The taxis there looked like regular cars being driven by local people. They were different from the yellow ones we have here at home. The beaches were beautiful, and we brought our own snorkeling equipment with us. We saw all kinds of fish and even saw barracudas swim below us. It was so nice to swim where you could see everything around you. We returned to our ship a week later back to Florida. I felt very lucky to have had this experience, to be able to see firsthand the culture and sights of Mexico. It will be an experience I will never forget and open my eyes to a whole other way of life in another country. Hopefully I will be able to do it again one day soon.